Okay, sports fans, we're back. We're going to learn about options today, right? There's been a lot of demand for this and excitement with courses and stuff, but I'm going to teach you something real simple when it comes to trading options. It's called put-call parity. It's how every option's priced. Okay, we have the underlying in corn at $5. Let's say this is for Dees expiration. All right, and this is how you figure out how to price an option. You don't need to know all the other Greeks and everything else. You need to know this step first. So the underlying's at $5. Okay, we have the $5 strike price. Okay, I gave you a couple of values. The call side, this is calls on the left, puts on the right. 7 cents, 2 cents, 24 cents on the 520 put, etc. And I'm going to show you how to figure this out. Okay, so you got the $5 strike. That's at the money, meaning there's no intrinsic value. Options are made up of two things. Intrinsic value, right? We'll call it an extrinsic value. Extrinsic value is known as time value. Okay, anybody that's bought an option has probably seen it decay, etc. Okay, so when you're at the money, neither the call nor the put has any intrinsic value. Why is that? Because we take the strike and we look at the underlying. So if the call's worth 7, what's the put worth? What do you think?
7.
Why?
If it's the same as the underlying, call and put's the same if it's at the money.
That's right. So the amount of extrinsic value is the same at a strike in the same expiration month, no matter what. Okay, so we know that the call and the put are both worth 7. Okay, now I made an exaggerated formula, but watch this. Okay, so the 520 put is 24 cents. What's the 520 call worth? What's your guess?
Less than 24?
Sure. So we know there's extrinsic value and intrinsic value. So the intrinsic value you get by doing this. You take the strike and you subtract or add the underlying, which in this case is $5, right? So that's 20 cents. So we know on this 520 put, there's 20 cents of IV, okay? 520 to $5 is 20 cents. So how much extrinsic value is in that put? If we know it's worth 24 and there's 20 cents of intrinsic value, what's the time value? It's 24 cents. We know there's 20 cents from 520 to $5. 4. How did we get there? Well, we know the intrinsic value. That's real simple. Right here, 520 minus 5, that's 20 cents, and we know the value of it's 24. So therefore, working backwards, 24 minus 20, right, equals 4. So what's the call worth? Well, we know the call is intrinsic value plus extrinsic value. Well, we know the intrinsic value of the 520 call for $5 is 0, and we know the extrinsic value is 4. Right? So what's the 520 call worth?
20?
No, it's worth 4.
Oh.
Right? There's no intrinsic value because it's out of the money. Good guess. So let's do it again. We know the 540 call is worth 2 cents. What's the 540 put worth? So let's do it again. Intrinsic value plus extrinsic value. We look at the call's worth 2 cents, right? So that we know that the extrinsic value on the put is 2 cents. And so then we need to find the intrinsic value to get this thing. Okay, so 540 minus $5 is 40, right? So intrinsic value on this option is 40 cents. So 40 plus 2 equals 42. Well, we can do the same thing on the downside. We know the 480 put's worth 3 cents. What's the 480 call worth? Well, we know this part, so we know it's 3 cents of time value, right? And what amount is it in the money? 480 to $5, right? The underline's at 5. So it's 480. I have the right to buy. Sorry, 480. And it's all the way up at $5. So the distance between those is 20 cents. So the call is in the money, intrinsic value of 20 cents. That equals 23. So on this one, what do you think the call's worth? We're at 460 call. We know the put's worth a penny. 40 cents out of the money. What's the 460 call worth?
It's more.
Go through it. Intrinsic value plus extrinsic value. We know the extrinsic value is always the same at the same strike. So if that's a penny, how much extrinsic value is there here? What was there here?
7.
And 7, right? Because they have the same amount at every strike.
So it's 1 still?
It's 1, because we know the put's worth 1, so we know that time value is worth 1 penny on the 460 call. Then we look at the underline, which is at $5. We do 5 minus 460.
39.
5 minus 460 is what?
455.
So it's 40, right? 40 is your intrinsic value in the money, right? Intrinsic, in the money. Extrinsic is extra, time value. So that equals 41. And that, my friends, is the first lesson to understanding options. I work hard so my dog can have a better life. That's you guys.